Guyanese continue to up the pressure on President Afanali to send his local government and regional development minister, Nigel Darmalal, packing over allegations of rape leveled against him by a 16-year-old girl. Today, the demonstration moved to the office of the president, where scores of persons gathered to voice their concerns. Former Minister Simona Brooms believes that Minister Darmalal should be investigated for human trafficking.
And the evidence is there where this girl was lured from one region into another. From region 2 here, but more so into a government compound. The Chilibar, where judges live, where ministers of government live. And so the girl felt safe. So I believe that this investigation should not fall short of human trafficking. And in fact, when I go through the statement, peruse her statement and the 2005 Act, I'm going to make a strong call. But even at this time, I'm asking the U.S. Embassy, the DPP, because we sat down on round table on human trafficking. Control is one of the biggest things that you look for when you're looking for the evidence of human trafficking. You look for control, somebody in power, somebody of authority using state funds to lure her. How she get from there to Georgetown on the pretense.
She is of the belief that with the statements coming out against the minister, there is sufficient evidence for the police to commence an investigation.
For us to call for the police to investigate for human trafficking. And human trafficking is not a cease investigation. We have trained personnel at CID to peruse this at the level of the DPP chambers. The DPP, I'm calling upon her because I'm going to go to point out that this investigation, the Minister Darmalal, based on the allegation, should be investigated for human trafficking.
Bernice Walcott said Guyanese should demand accountability, while Laureline Nestor described the allegations as shameful. Also speaking was Vanessa Kisoon, who said that reading the letter, allegedly written by the 16-year-old, brought tears to her eyes, while opposition member of parliament Annette Ferguson said more has to be done to protect women and girls locally.
Wherever there is smoke, there is usually fire. And therefore we should demand accountability to a government minister who is being accused by a 16-year-old teenager from the hinterland of being raped, sodomized, her virginity taken away from her, tarnished forever, unless the Lord touch her and heal her.
This is not easy. In any other country, the minister would have resigned immediately. But we have to wait months before the child put his stuff out there. It is shameful. As a citizen of this country, I am ashamed that something like this happened, and the government seemed to be where the minister they should be out here protesting, where the female ministers, where the men in government, they should be out here protesting. It is nasty, it is cruel, and it's a disgrace to this country.
Our hurt, our anger, and we as mothers, as women, we are passionate because we have daughters and we have sons. And that young woman is crying for help. She's crying for justice. And she called on no less of a person than the president. Mr. President, you are watching. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
As a legislator, I am concerned about the rights of women and women's welfare in this country. And I'm calling on all and sundry.
Demonstrators said there will be no letting up on their calls for an independent probe into the sexual assault allegations made by the teenager against the government minister.